What's up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be aligning and corner balancing a 93 Honda Civic. We're not going to set this thing up to be taking turns. We're going to set it up so this guy can street race and kick ass. Anyways, John, what is up?
What's up?
First of all, I got to say thanks for choosing Ivan's Alignments. Thanks for coming from the city. You do come from further away than most people.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about your car.
It's pretty much my street car. It's my weekend car that I take to the track and I race. I do a little bit of street racing, and yeah, just my fun stress reliever, you know.
So now you did mention to me that we were side by side at the track one day.
Yes, we were. 1150, I think, 2017, maybe Honda Day or like a SummerSlam or something. I can't remember. It's one of those events.
Now I must say, John, I think you got lucky my car broke.
I would take a lucky race every day.
You'll take a lucky race?
I'll take a lucky
I'm just saying, people, I think I would have gapped his ass.
Since you're lying in my car.
Anyways, guys, let's walk around this. This thing is clean. It is not a hoopty. This thing is pretty nice for a guy that races it and runs it on the street. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you're asking why we have it this way, it's because we're gonna corner balance it. So we already have all the scales on it. We have the slicks. One of the most important things is you gotta have the car on the rack race ready to corner balance it, right? So it has the right amount of gas, has the slicks on, the right amount of tire pressure on the front already. We don't have any skinnies on the back because he states that this is the way he runs the car on the street when he's racing anybody or at the track. So we're gonna corner balance with his current setup. John, I need you to jump in the car. All right, guys, I'm gonna lower this thing. John, pull the e-brake and put it in gear. All right, guys, so one of the things when corner balancing, again, gotta make sure the car is race ready, gotta make sure the tire pressure is all set, gotta make sure all the unnecessary things that don't belong in the car are out of the car. Another thing is you gotta make sure the suspension settles. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the weight right now. So we got 792, 737, 476, 415. I really don't care about that rear weight too much because he's drag racing. It is a front wheel drive car. So we wanna get the weight towards the front of the car as even as possible. So what we're gonna do is jack up the left rear to try to even out the weight to the left front. So once said and done, I'm gonna say we have about 750 to each front wheel, right? Hope you guys see that. Another thing to take into consideration, first things first, loosen, if you're doing it on an alignment rack like I am, loosen your turn plates. That is very, 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 very important. So now what you wanna do is, it's real simple, guys. This is really simple. Perch, right? Pry bar. And we wanna get a hammer. And the first thing we wanna do is loosen the perch. So I'm gonna show you guys. Remember, guys, the perch that controls the height, not the preload. So that's loosened already. Next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna jack up the car to where we're not putting any pressure on the suspension. So you gotta jack it up by the body. Now, once you got the car jacked up by the body, all you gotta do is just spin this coil over. What I like to do, I'll spin it about one turn at a time, depends on how much weight difference there is. So there I gave it about a turn. Once you're done lowering it, just grab it, pull on it. Let's go back to the front. Didn't do too much, 786, 742. So we go back again. So you keep that process until you get the weight equal. If you're curious about, oh, but the right height was already set. So just make sure you set the right height before anything. You cannot corner balance a car and then set the right height. You're gonna mess it up. You cannot align the car first because it's not gonna work. You're gonna mess up the alignment. The last thing you wanna do is align the car. So that's why you set the right height, you corner balance it, then you align it. That's the way it works. Anyways, guys, we're gonna keep pushing that side up till we get the weight to the proper weight. And after that, then we're gonna come back, set the car up and show you what are we gonna do alignment wise. So we're done corner balancing it. I'm gonna show you the final result of it, so you guys have an idea. Remember, this car is just meant to drag race. So you have 767, 764. That's to the front wheels. The back wheels, we don't care about it, you know, because again, he's drag racing the car. Even though he'll drive it on the street, it's not a daily driver. When he says he drives it on, it's probably take it on a weekend or something like that. So that's that. All set, done. Now you just lock the purchase, and now we're gonna go to the fun part, aligning. We are aligning with the slicks on. You could do it with any regular 15-inch wheel. It's gonna be the same thing. It doesn't make a difference. When you align the vehicle, you're aligning to the center of the hub. As for the rear, this is where he's at. I did try to move the rear toe, but the bolt is frozen. That's why we're at 15. There, I mean, even though the machine is showing a shim. Oh, I know why. It says it's a Kia Soul. It's not a Kia Soul. It's a Honda Civic. Anyways, no big deal. This is why if you know your numbers, you know your numbers. Like, it's not gonna matter. He doesn't have any camber kit, so -9 and 1-1 is fine. I was able to move the toe on the right rear, so it does have an adjustable like little tow bar. Anyways, as for the front, we're at -2 on one side and at 0.2 on the other. The toe's way the hell off. I haven't measured caster yet. I'll do that later on as I fix camber and everything else. So on a car like this, right, that pretty much drives it on the street, wants it to hook well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it anywhere from -8 to -1. So how are we gonna do that? It's real simple. He has these Skunk 2 adjustable upper control arms. They have 4 Allen bolts. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to the machine, and now we're gonna hit jack up selected axle. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up real quick. Make sure when you jack it up, you pull both levels, so that way it locks. If this jack, it's not locked, the car is not gonna be centered in the air. Remember, that's another thing, guys. And your camber numbers are gonna be off. You always gotta make sure it's leveled. Anyways, right here we see the arms. So we're gonna loosen those 4 bolts, and we're gonna push this upper ball joint in or out to the desired camber. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back once all that's done. Guys, so we're done aligning the car. We finished the camber as I stated earlier. Just move the upper ball joint. This is how I set it up. The guy drag races, still drives it on the street. I set the camber at -1. Even on a lot of high powered cars, sometimes I go with -1. As the body comes up, the wheel's gonna point out towards the positive side, and usually it works out great. As for the caster, it was at 2.2 equally on both sides. As for the toe, you could go either -0.05 or 0. I got this one at 0 because again, he does drive it around. Anyways, guys, the best part is about to come up. We're gonna go test this out, so stay tuned. So I'm over here at my favorite strip. I'm not gonna say where the hell I am. We're in Mexico, all right? So right now I got my boy John putting the slicks on. John, you ready for this hit, John?
Absolutely.
I mean, we got some fans also. We saw somebody over here testing too. I mean, if you want to run that Hellcat against the Civic, you know, we can make something happen too, you know what I'm saying? He got that Hellcat out here, you know? So it's pretty, this is actually a dead end over here, people. So it's pretty safe, let's just say. Obviously it's not a racetrack. I do not suggest anyone unexperienced doing this. We're gonna put these slicks on, put a little bit of track bite on it, and just send it real quick. We got some Lace Choice 5. I've never used it, but it's supposed to be good. So we're gonna throw some of that. We're gonna heat up that rubber, and then we're just gonna launch the car, see how it does, right? See how are the tire marks, you know, make sure that car is it's a nice tire patch on the ground. So kind of, you know, gonna do a good observation on it. Let's speed them up. Okay, so that's working. All right, let's have them take off. Let's see what it does. That was the first pass on a cold tire. So now on this time back around, tires temperature is going to be different. So let's see what it does, guys. We saw the first run, we were spinning a lot. How do you like my test trip?
This is awesome.
Well, tires are a bit worn now. Yeah. The burnout was a lot better. Let's try it out now, John. Round 2, check. Guys, don't forget, subscribe, baby. Well, by the looks of it, it seems like we're gonna probably have to add a little bit more weight to the front of the car or work on the traction control. Definitely gonna have to work on all of them. I mean, it's definitely putting the power down. It did come out the hole pretty well, but on a street race, you don't want to be spinning that much. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe, like the video, and up to the next one.